Georgia Tech's campus is located in the heart of Midtown Atlanta, which was chosen as one of Bicycling Magazine's top 50 best bike cities. And Georgia Tech is a gold-level bicycle-friendly university where each day over 2,000 bikes are used on campus, in addition to scooters, boards, and shareable dockless mobility devices.
Riding is excellent for your mental and physical health. By choosing to ride, you allow everyone in the community to breathe a little easier, reduce traffic congestion, making both yourself and your community a little healthier.
Riding is also deemed to be a safe form of transportation, and the more you know about riding, the more you will contribute to making the road safe for yourself and others. This class will focus on practical steps and basic information you can use each time you ride, regardless of what you ride, some of the most important steps occurring before you ride.
Helmets should sit low and level on the head. Once in place, tighten the dial in the rear. Adjust the front and rear straps on each side. Finally, secure the buckle and adjust the straps under the chin so that there is only a finger space between the strap and your neck. Once properly fitted, helmets should feel secure yet still be comfortable. Helmets are available for $12 from Parking and Transportation, located just inside the Spring Street entrance of the Tech Square parking deck. One of the most important questions to ask yourself is, can drivers see me? Per Georgia law, every bicycle used at night must be equipped with a white front light and red rear reflector or light, both visible from 300 feet. But in daylight, the movement of a flashing light will also help riders to stand out. Bright colors help to increase visibility in the day, and large reflective elements help in low light. Finally, as the human eye is particularly attuned to identifying humans through biological motion, and the only part of a rider that is moving sufficiently is the lower leg, consider bright socks and a flashing band at your ankle to increase your conspicuity. CityMapper and Google Maps can help with route planning, or visit bike.govtech.edu for maps of local infrastructure. Choose routes with which you are comfortable, and remember, you do not have to ride the same routes that you drive. If you are uncomfortable on a road, instead of hopping on the sidewalk, consider a parallel road that may be more rider-friendly. You can get help with route planning through Parking and Transportation's Commute Concierge by making an appointment on their website. The interactive campus map will help you to find everything from showers to fix-it stations. Off campus, there are repair stations at every MARTA train station. For repairs and maintenance, Starter Bikes is open on Fridays from 4 to 7 p.m. in the CRC parking deck, and Aztec Cycles is on campus each Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the community market. Bikes and personally owned scooters should only be secured to bike racks. Devices that are inappropriately parked or create a safety hazard will be removed. GTPD recommends U-locks for securing your bike or scooter, which are available for purchase at Starter Bikes. The U-lock should be secured to the frame and not to any part of the bike secured with a quick release, including the wheels. Shareable, dockless mobility devices should be parked beside bike racks or in designated areas. Devices should always be parked so as to allow at least 5 feet of clearance on sidewalks and not block access. Finally, prevent theft and make your device recoverable, if stolen, by registering your bike with GTPD through their website. If you use shareable devices, you are encouraged to wear a helmet and not ride distracted. You must also follow the City of Atlanta ordinances governing shareable devices, including riding in the bike lane. There is a reduced speed zone during peak hours on the Atlanta Beltline's East Side Trail, but riders should always ride at an appropriate speed for conditions and with respect for others. Once your helmet is in place and you've taken steps to ensure your visibility on the road, it's time to do the ABC Quick Test each time before you ride your bike or scooter. A is for air, B is for brakes, C, chain and crank arms, Q, quick release, one final check, and you're ready to go. A is for air. Tires should be inflated to the recommended PSI, which is found on the side of the tire, or feel like a fully inflated basketball. Campus Fix-It stations have pumps that are compatible with both Presta and Schrader valves. B is for brakes. Whether on a shareable scooter or your own bike, squeeze the brake lever to ensure that the brakes are working. You should not be able to squeeze the lever closer than 2 fingers from the handle. Next, ensure that both wheels spin freely, indicating that the brakes are not rubbing the rim. C is for chain and crank arms. Both should be free of rust and spin freely. The chain should be lightly oiled. Q is for quick release. Quick releases should be curved into the bike and pointing up or back. It should take the strength of your whole hand to move them. Bikes are legally vehicles, and riders share the same rights and responsibilities as motorists and must follow the law, including obeying all traffic signs and signals. Riders must also ride at a safe and appropriate speed for conditions. When riding on wet roads, remember that your braking distance will be increased and paint lines will become slick. So lower the pressure on your tires by 5 psi, avoid sudden turns and braking, and slow down. Think of riding as driving a bike or scooter. Ride in a straight line and maintain your lane. Ride with the flow of traffic and do not make erratic moves, such as turning across traffic or merging with traffic without yielding to traffic already in the lane. Ride in the bike lane or on the road, as sidewalks are not designed for riding. Riding on a sidewalk actually makes a rider more likely to be hit, as objects on the sidewalk obscure riders from being seen by turning traffic, who are looking for a gap in sidewalk traffic and expecting people walking at 3 miles per hour versus a vehicle at 10 miles per hour. If you must temporarily use the sidewalk, consider dismounting or ride at the speed of a pedestrian and yield to pedestrians. Riders must constantly be aware of what is going on, not just in front, but behind and beside them. But scanning or looking over the shoulder doesn't just allow riders to see overtaking vehicles, but by scanning and making eye contact with a driver, it communicates that the rider is about to adjust their position on the road or turn. Riders must always clearly communicate their intention to turn or stop by signaling. As a rider must use his or her hands to brake and steer, they can also make a rider behind them aware of an intended change in speed by announcing slowing or stopping, which may help to prevent a collision. As a rider may cover up to 40 yards in the time that it takes to glance at a text, choose to minimize distractions and keep your eyes focused on the road so that you are aware of and prepared to react to anything from debris to a pedestrian stepping from between cars. And, if riding with headphones, keep the volume sufficiently low to be able to hear an overtaking vehicle or communication from another rider. Bike, or lit lanes, which stands for light individual transportation, are a dedicated space for riders, but they are just the same as any other lane of travel. When in the bike lane, ride only in the direction indicated by arrows in the lane. Watch for dashed lines, such as seen in an intersection, as they indicate that a driver may enter the lane or make a right-hand turn across the lane. To help ensure safety at intersections, do not ride in a driver's blind spot and scan for overtaking vehicles as you approach an intersection. If riding in a bike lane where cars are parked beside the lane, watch the cars for brake lights or movement and ride to the left side of the lane and outside of the door zone. As a driver, when you park beside a bike lane, you can help keep riders safe by grasping the door handle with your right hand and checking the bike lane before opening the door. Sharrows, or shared lane markings, indicate a lane shared by bikes and motor vehicles. The symbol placement shows the recommended position for a rider in the lane. Riders are not required to ride in the bike lane and may use the traffic lane. Prior to changing lanes, scan for traffic, signal, and yield to vehicles in the lane. When sharing a traffic lane, riders should be positioned in the rightmost lane going in their intended direction of travel, but riders should never ride in the gutter and should use proper lane positioning to communicate their intentions. If there is not adequate space to safely share the lane, the rider should move to the center of the lane and take the lane to prevent an unsafe pass. Bike boxes are the bright green boxes found at intersections that allow riders to queue ahead of motor vehicles versus in their blind spot. This increases the driver's awareness of the rider and may help to prevent a right hook. Riders have two options for making a left-hand turn. They may either merge with vehicular traffic to turn from the leftmost traffic lane or use a bike box to make a two-stage turn, which allows the rider to remain in the bike lane and make a left turn by pulling straight into the intersection, entering the bike box or crosswalk on their right, turning 90 degrees, and then proceeding straight in their intended direction. Riders may utilize shared paths, but should yield when entering or crossing a path, ride predictably, and always ride at a safe speed. When passing a pedestrian or slower rider, communicate by ringing your bell or saying "on your left" and give at least 3 feet of space. Creating a safe and respectful road environment is the responsibility of everyone that shares the road. So whether you ride, walk, or drive, please slow down, watch for others, and remember that your actions and choices impact not only your own safety, but the safety of those around you. Please use the QR code or visit bike.gatech.edu/safety to access the quiz where you will choose a date to pick up your helmet.